welcome to another edition of the Code Coder. I'm your Code Coder, and I'm here to make you great and help you innovate. Let's get started with the iPhone app development and with Xcode, and let's do part 2. And today we're going to go into something called Playgrounds. It's just a place that Apple has created for you to go in and experiment with code and see how it runs so that you don't have to try it in your programs. And there's a constant worry that maybe if you screw around with your programs like that it'll break and you won't know how to fix it and it'll take time. So they just create this playground area to go in and just try some variables and see how it works and then add it to your code. You could code an entire app in Playgrounds and then transfer it over. But it's very powerful, very cool. Let's get it started. All right, so Command Spacebar, Spotlight Search, Xcode. All right, there it is. Hit return. That'll get it going. Very nice. All right, now instead of going to create an Xcode project like we did yesterday, we're going to just go ahead and start a playground. All right, and create a blank one and just save it right to your desktop. All right, so desktop. Okay. You'll see it show up right down here. See over here. All right, and here it is right here. And I'm going to make this. I think I'm just going to blow it up. Yeah, but then I think you'll not be able to see it. So let's actually go make it smaller and then bring it over here and then enlarge it. There you go. Make this a little bit better. You can move this around. Okay, so you can see it like if you're displaying this to other students or you're giving a presentation, you could use it, and it's very nice. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of some stuff like that so that you guys can see. Keep the imports. We'll talk about imports later. And this is actually your first string that you create, and it's hello world. Actually, I could change this if I want to hello world. All right, so as you play with it, you'll have fun with that, and you can see what happens. This is what actually your computer is storing in memory, so you can see it. Okay, so hello world. It's a string. All right, so the first part of this lecture is I want to discuss the first thing I want to discuss in this section is data types. Okay, so data types are pretty awesome, and you got to get used to it. There's two types of data types. There's a variable and there's a constant. So let's start with the constant. So let's do a scenario like, let's say there's a house, and in this house there's 8 windows. That's going to be constant. It's never going to change. So I could use the word let num windows equal 8. So that'll never change, so that's why we had it as a let data type, okay? So a constant, all right? And the reason they use let here is because later on in your code, it's going to actually make sense. It's going to be like almost like flowing English. It's going to be let X do this or something like that. It's going to be really nice. So they use the word let, and I like that. And then we're going to actually do a variable. In Swift, they use var, short for variable. And so num windows will be exactly 8 no matter what happens. But what happens if you open some windows and don't open others, and depending on the year and the time of the day, you open and shut them? That could vary, right? So let's do open windows. And let's say right now there's 3. Okay, so that's a variable. That's a very good example of a variable and a constant. One won't change. Ooh, we got our first error. So this red stop sign will tell you that there's an error in your code, and sometimes they'll even try to fix it. So if you click on it, it'll say, ooh, they need white space on both sides. Let's hit fix and then see. So with Apple, they're very attention to detail orientated, and they don't want your code to look bad. Even though no one's going to see your code, they don't want it to look bad, like, so you have space over here and no space over there. It has to look uniform. All right, there's got to be some similarities. All right, some repetition. All right, so there you go. Open windows, shut. That's the type of data there is, or variables there are. There's a constant variable and a variable. And so let's get into data types. There's 4 types that I want you to learn, and you learned one already. This is called an integer. I don't have to do this, but I could say it's going to be an integer. Okay, and what happens in memory is the computer can be very efficient with memory, storing only or leaving only space available for an integer, which is very short as compared to a decimal. So it saves memory space. So you could actually come in here and say integer equals 8, and now it's an integer. But it has data type inference, so if you don't do this, it knows already that you are going to make it integer. So it's kind of smart like that, okay? So you could do it either way. Let's say with Windows, what if you had the window slightly open, you know, so you have a decimal here. So what can you do? You could actually make it a, what do we call a double? So decimals will be a double. And so this one will be 3.0. Okay, that's what a double is, and that looks great. And in a second, it'll pop up here as 3.0. Or is it going to? Is it not going to? Double equals 3.0. Hello. Okay. Should pop up. Should pop up here, no problem. But apparently I'm having some problems. So let's actually do something like this. 0.12. Double. There it goes. Now, it's a double, but the problem with a double is that it has to have a 0 before. So you could fix it, or you could. A lot of times it's faster just let Apple fix it. You're going to make these errors, and I want to make sure I show you errors on video, that I also make errors, so that it doesn't discourage you when you make them. Like, no one's perfect in this world for sure. So there's my first error. And so my troubleshooting was just to change the number. I don't know what was happening with that other number. Maybe I go back on film and see what was a problem, but right now I can't see it and I want to keep going. So that's a double. So the first two data types you learned is the integer, int, and double. Okay. The next one you actually already learned too is the string. Okay, we did that with the hello world up above. See, and so let's do a string for us. Let's say the string can vary, you can change it, and let's say there's a name of kids in your class or whatever, and I put in Roman. Okay, so name equals Roman. Over here should pop up Roman because this is a string variable and it's inferring that it's a string variable. And I feel like I have some problems going on in my playgrounds. So what's going on? So again, a little troubleshooting session. Okay, var name equals Roman, and do I have to make that a string? There you go, string equals Roman. Okay, my playground's really messing around. Can I just go var x equals 3? Can we make that work? Huh. So my playground's really stuck right now. So what I'm going to do is, it actually up here it says it's running. My playground, it's really stammering. So I'm going to quit it. And then it's on the desktop here. So I'm going to just open it back up from the desktop. Okay, and then here it says x equals 3. Let's see if it now will start computing from me. It's launching simulator. Yeah, it's really struggling. But this is going to happen, and it's okay. And again, I'm going to leave them up there. So there you go. Let's do it back to that string and put name equals Roman. I thought it was great. I think when I see videos and the person's making mistakes and he shows you how he changes them or problem solves, it's a lesson in itself. So there we go. So Roman works, and you saw I just restarted my playgrounds and everything started to work. Okay, so that's a string type. We have one more data type to show you, which is a bool. So let's go var. Let's go how many. Let's create a variable to keep track of the windows that are open in the house. So let's go. Window open, and it's a bool. So I'm actually going to go semicolon bool equals true. So let's say every house you could say is either open or shut. You see it shows true there, and the other setting is false. Okay, so that's a simple introduction into data types. Now let's talk a little bit about type inference. So before we talked about integers, so I want to do an example now. Let's say we're going to do months of the year. All right, so let's go let months equal 12. So it's a simple constant, and you could tell that this is going to be an integer because it's 12.0. Just remember, you could also go int equals 12 to make sure that's it's an integer. But Swift is actually letting you do inference, which is great because then it cuts down on the amount of code you have to write. Okay, so and then let's if we print months, this will just print months to the screen. Okay, and there it is. It's 12. Shows you what's in memory, and prints it to the screen. And this \n, or it's actually a \n. It says I'm basically going to return my next printed item will go the next line. Okay, that's all that means, and we'll get more into that later. But let's create another one called. We want to actually turn this number 12 into into a half month. Let's say you're keeping track of how many days of school left, and let's say there's 6.5 months, not 6. And so you want that to be a double. You want to be a decimal 6.5, right? So let's do a double. And now you could go double and just go ahead and cast your months, because remember it's an integer, but I just cast it as a double. Now, think of this casting as like during Halloween you're going to go and you're going to be a witch. And you're not really a witch, but you're just casting yourself as a witch. You know, actors and actresses do it in movies all the time. They're who they are, but then they play someone in a movie. All right, so they cast themselves. That's like type inference. So we want this integer to play like a double. Okay, so let's print that to screen. All right, and there you go. It's a 12.0. So cast it to a double. All right, even though it's all it equals is months an integer, we cast the result to a double. All right, so that's type inference. You have to know that. You're also going to have to know orders of operation, and you know these from your math classes. Well, in computers, it's almost the same. So let's say I go 6 plus 4. That's going to obviously be 10. What if I did 6 plus space 4? Will it still come out 10? The answer is no, it's an error. Apple's very good at trying to make sure your code's neat, even though no one's ever going to see it. They want you to have 6 space plus 4. Okay, or you could have 6 plus 4, no spaces. Okay, so minus the same thing, minus 4. 6 star 4 is multiplication, and you guessed it, 6 divided by 4 is division. Okay, something interesting here is that 6 divided by 4 is 1. So you have integer divided by integer, it could only return an integer. So in order to have it return a double, you would have to come in here in 4.0, 6.0, now it's 1.5. Okay, so know some of that. Oops, that was 4.0. Notice how, too, I should mention this also. What if I just did 6.0 divided by 4? Type inference says, hey, this is going to be a decimal. I'm going to take the 6.0. All right, same thing if I did 4.0 and turn this to 6. It obviously know you're dealing with a decimal. If you divide by a decimal, you have in the numerator or the denominator, it's going to turn it into a double. Okay, pretty cool, pretty easy, right? So let's try working on that today. And then another thing you have to worry about sometime is order of operation. So if I did 2 plus, let's see, 5 times 3. Okay, so that's 17. Obviously, it does a 5 times 3 is 15 plus 2. Okay, and if I change that around, it's not just going left to right. It's actually, you know, okay, doing stuff like that, still 17. But if I wanted to, you know, use parentheses to, you know, parentheses in order of operation come first. So there's now it's 10 times 3, now it's 21. Okay, or 7 times 3 is 21. All right, so all those order of operations are the same. So get used to those. And then one other thing I want to talk to you about is form expressions. Okay, so this is really a touchy subject in math because let's just say in math you have x equals 3. Okay, and everyone's used to that. But what we're going to do is x equals x plus 3. And when math teachers see this, they freak out a little bit. It can't be. It can't be. X is, whatever's on the right goes in. Well, in computer science, I want you to start in the left and go on the right. This is bringing errors because I got to declare them first. So let's go var x equals 3. All right, and let's go var y equals 4. Uh-oh, better put it in the right spot. Okay, so we have 3 and 4. And then let's go x equals x plus y. Okay? All right, so you see it's now x plus y, 3 plus 4 is 7. Now x equals 7. In fact, I could do that again and say, let's say x equals x plus 2. Okay, it equals 9 because x got turned into 7 right here. So it's no longer 3, it's now 7. And so it shows you what's in the memory here, obviously. And so x is no longer 3. X is now 7. Okay, so 7 plus 2 is 9. And then they give you another way to do this. Okay, and it just makes coding a little bit faster. So you could go, whoops, let me bring that back. I want to just erase these two. What if I just did x plus equals y? Okay, so x plus equals y is the same thing as x equals x plus y. Okay, same thing. You just cut it down. It already knows. It just takes the plus and the equals and puts it together. And of course, you could do this with everything. You could do this with, you go x minus equals y. Okay, you could do x times equals y. All right, and you get a bunch of different stuff there. And it's just like, again, just like doing x equals x minus y, and it's just like doing x equals x times y. Okay, so that's awesome. I think the last thing that I want to teach you in the second video is comment code, which is what I was doing there. You see the 2 slashes means it doesn't process it, doesn't show it anywhere. Okay, so those are called comment codes. All right, those help you comment your code because sometimes you might be working in a group, so people want to see what you're doing, especially if you're not there. The biggest problem I have with this is I'll not code something for a year, come back to it, and have no idea what I was doing. So I'm really making comment codes to myself. You can make a big comment, and sometimes I do this. I go, let's see, I'll put a big one here, and I'll do this across the board, and then something like this, and then I'll do it again, and in here I'll put hello world. You might be a part of your code. Okay, and then this one I'll do and I saw this back when I was programming in college. Someone did it, and I thought it was really kind of cool. You'll see it sometimes in programs that people give you. So it's a big star. You can definitely tell where the section is. If it's a section that's important for everyone to see, you could start out and do a comment code like that. See, nothing shows up. Okay, so those are called comment codes. Okay, so that's it for the second session. I want you to go through, do exactly what I just did. And remember, I want to make you great and help you innovate. Thanks for listening. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.